Yes, you already know who it is. Two of the best bad guys in the biz. I go by the name of Steph Ronin.
What up, y'all?
404.
Let's talk about it, bro. Our boy, Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, AEW, being sued by a crew member. Did you see this video, bro?
Yes, I actually remember that shit from that cage match. And he just fucking just threw that dude. Like, when I was watching, I was like, wait a minute. Was that supposed to happen? Because it looked real.
Yeah.
And it turns out it was real. It was
just Mox in the moment trying to be the bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, I've heard people already say, oh, he's going to blame it on he was in character and all type of shit like this. Because, check it out. I think there should be a clause in your contract as an AEW that if you're around the ringside, you could be, at any moment in time, be a casualty as part of the show.
Yeah. It's the same way with, like, sometimes when they go over into, like, the ring announcer area, they'll kind of almost hit the ring announcers, the ring bell guy, shit like that. That's the part of it. Now, John Moxley did push the shit out of this man, make him hit the ground. So it's a little different than doing a move with someone else and hitting that person but the guy was supposed to hand John Moxley the weapon or whatever. He took the weapon away from him and then just pushed him down. Right. So I was like, it kind of looked like it was part of the story, but then apparently it was not.
Well, the thing is, if they can give us disclaimers before you watch any WWE show, any AEW show that come on the loudspeaker and it has a disclaimer, any objects, like it says on your ticket as well, if you get hit by anything, you can't sue because you're voluntarily
agreed to be
there. Yeah. I think it should be the same thing for ringside crew members and shit like that, bro.
And then Stone Cold Steve Austin might hit you with a 4-wheeler at WrestleMania. We don't know, It might happen, guys.
Now, you want to talk about a sale? That lady sold that shit, bro.
It was the most delayed sell ever, too. The husband was like, fall. Go
ahead, fall.
We about to sit ringside for every WrestleMania, baby.
Green shirt man was right behind him, was like, yeah.
Now, if you were the crew member that John Moxley pushed, would you just be like, oh, man, I'm part of the show now? Or would you want to sue and get that cheddar cheese, bro?
I wouldn't want to sue nothing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to sue.
I maybe ask for a raise.
I think he's bitter. I think the dude is bitter because they said they fired his ass.
Oh, so because how long ago was that? It was a while ago, right?
This took place in 2023.
So it's one of those things where I then got fired and now I want to
sue.
You didn't want to sue when you worked for the company,
of course.
Okay, allegedly. Yep. Crazy work, bro. My boy Mox, good luck to you in court.
Mox is going to come in that court, talk like this. I did no such thing, sir. Yeah. It was part of the show. He's on right. Well, you know what? He's right.
He said, Tony Khan told me to say, bro. I don't know.
Court's adjourned.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But, bro, the dead man, Undertaker, apparently he had a lot of creative decisions with Money in the Bank, and he might be joining the creative team shortly. How you feel about that?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Taker has a good mind for the business. Anybody who says otherwise, they bullshit. Taker has a great mind, so I'm happy. Levesque needs some help. He needs some kind of help. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he doesn't have help, and he obviously has a whole fucking 18, 20 people on his writing team. Obviously, you know what I mean? Yeah. But ain't nobody been cooking up nothing good lately. I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah. Maybe Taker can bring that experience, that know-how, who's in touch with the fans, and can bring it to the writing team. I'm happy for it, bro. I like that shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I saw Undertaker's new podcast. It seems like he got rid of that one guy, and now he replaced it with his wife. So that's kind of interesting too. I don't know if that was just a one episode, because I used to listen to the 6 Feet Under podcast, and then I think they haven't had an episode since October or something. I was like, where the fuck they been at? Where they been at? And then they just came back, and it was just Taker and his wife. So very interesting. Very interesting, Undertaker.
Okay.
We'll see how he does with creative, if they actually sign him to creative under that. But, bro, July 4th, SmackDown. Back to 2 hours, bro. Back to 2 hours. That's what they're saying. My thing is, I kind of agree with someone. I was like, sometimes it is long, But I'm like, why would we want less wrestling as wrestling fans? You know what I'm saying? When people come, what's
Pause
up?
that thought. Let's go back because we can chop this shit up. Let's go back to the fucking John Moxley lawsuit.
Go ahead, bro.
Speaking on top of that, Ricochet.
Oh, did you deleted the tweet, bro.
Ricochet
he said called him a pussy.
Pussy. He said people are such pussies these days. You know what I'm saying? And then he deleted the tweet. Somebody online ran it, was like, how stupid was that? Because now they can use that against him in the court of law, saying that they don't care about the wrestler's health. Bro, listen, let me tell you something. Ricochet was doing that shit in character.
Yeah.
Anything he does online, everybody knows that it's the character heel Ricochet. It's not his real name. It's not whatever his real name is. What's his real name? They call him.
I don't know. Philadelphia Eagles loser. That's what because I hate the Eagles.
That's not his real name.
Go Cowboys, baby.
About his real name, but that's not his real name. So Ricochet, he said what he said, and a lot of people online again get butt hurt. I've never seen so much butt hurtness come out of people just because of what people tweet.
Oh yeah.
How could you say that, bro? They act like they know the motherfucking cameraman.
Yeah, that's a world we live in today, bro.
The world we live in, a bunch of cry wolf. You know,
bunch of pussies, if you will.
Bunch of pussies.
You know,
crying over spilled milk. That's what it is.
But let me ask you this, or because when we grew up watching wrestling, bro, there was some crazy shit happening.
Hell yeah.
Are wrestling fans nowadays too soft?
Hell yes. You don't even have to ask that question and wait for the answer. I'm gonna tell you right away. They are soft as baby shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Everything like, I mean, if this happens, it's this happens, it's this. It's just everything doesn't have to have a reason. It's professional wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
It's pro wrestling. Like the only reason that will make sense for why this is going on is it's pro wrestling. That's the only reason you need.
Yeah, people get mad at like Julia wearing braids when we had Sergeant Slaughter dressed as an Iraqi general. You know what I'm saying? That's what we grew up. We have Vince McMahon wearing do-rags on motherfucking live TV cutting promos. But
saying
people are mad. Yeah. But like people today, I'm like, guys, did you guys watch in the 90s? Did they even watch from like 97 to 2001, bro? Because that shit was, you had fucking Triple H in a casket pulling out a lady's brains and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Katie Vick, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look, we had some of the most outrageous things happen on TV and wrestling. Yeah. Now, I don't want to hear this shit about times have changed. Times ain't changed. Everything stayed the same. It's just the people changed. Okay? Yeah. People are a lot more sensitive, a lot more in touch with the emotions. You understand? And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But don't let your personal emotion bleed over to a genre that really doesn't need any kind of emotion to it at all. As far as with this pro wrestling, what do you expect from pro wrestling? Matter of fact, I go on the record and say, if I don't see no dumb shit in pro wrestling at least every couple of weeks, I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? I expect to see some silly shit in pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. It's pro wrestling. You understand? Now, you get butthurt over pro wrestling. That's not a pro wrestling problem. Yep. That's a you problem. Yeah. And I suggest that you learn how to not have such a brittle spirit.
I like the saying, what is it? It's like, your interpretation was not my intention. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Whatever you interpreted it as, that's on you. But what my intention was not that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But perfect. But y'all wrestling fans, we getting soft, guys. We got to bring it together. Bring it together. But Smacky going to 2 hours, bro. July 4th.
Yeah.
And like I said, someone pointed out online, sometimes I get home late Friday night. I got to watch 3 hours of SmackDown. I be getting tired. Sometimes fall asleep in the chair. Sometimes just being tired. Got to watch it in the morning. But he did say, if you're a wrestling fan, why would you want less wrestling? How you feel about that?
Who said that?
Just some random person online. He said, why would you want less wrestling if you're a wrestling fan?
Because SmackDown booking has been horrible for the last so many months. And yeah, if booking, they're gonna keep this booking like this. Yeah, give me just 2 hours of this shit. 3
So
hours of this shit.
if booking got better and kept our attention span for 3 hours, I feel like 3 hours would fly by.
Listen, every time it does. Because I've seen Raw episodes where it was 3 hours and that shit flew by because everything
I was like, man, I
good.
want more. I want more. But I feel that. Yeah.
But maybe the 3 hours is hurting them. Maybe they can't book exciting TV for 3 hours consistently. Maybe they can do it a little bit better in 2 hours. Who knows? But yeah. Look, if this was back in the 90s, I would be crying for like, I need more wrestling. Because back in the days, you didn't get a lot of wrestling on TV. Now you have wrestling literally every single night of the week. Mm-hmm. There is not a night that they don't show wrestling. Literally. Maybe on Sunday, maybe. Okay?
Yeah.
There's wrestling on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, TNA, Fridays, SmackDown, Saturday, Collision, and maybe Sundays, depending on the pay-per-view or something. There's wrestling every single day of the week. So how much more wrestling can you consume? Because I don't know about y'all, we got jobs to go to, bro. Yeah. We can't sit there and watch all this damn wrestling all the damn time.
We got JOBs, baby. JOBs. Yeah.
JOBs and WIFEs. So we just can't watch it all.
Bro. Yeah. Bro, so Logan Paul, a lot of criticism was aimed at him for stealing some moves from Hangman Page.
Oh.
But this is coming from Logan Paul, says that he asked Hangman Page for permission to do the buckshot lariat. He also has the one where he comes from like the canvas and kind of clotheslines you coming backwards. That kind of move was from Hangman. And Hangman gave him the green light. So how you feel, bro?
Nothing but the utmost respect for Paul for doing that.
For asking.
And he did it right. And nothing but respect. I read the story. I was like, I think it's the first time since Logan Paul got into the business where I was like, you know what? I fuck with him. I fuck with him on that shit because that's how you do it.
Yeah.
And so it's clearly obvious that AEW fans, your favorite Logan Paul, he watches AEW.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of good too. And I think it can bring more eyes to AEW for people like Logan stole those moves from who? Hangman Page? Well, let me go check out some Hangman Page highlights and see how closer their moves are. And then you see him, and then hopefully maybe you become an AEW fan. It just helps both brands, Plus, Logan Paul shows on HBO Max where AEW is, little cross promotions, man.
A little good synergy. And shout out to Hangman, because one thing Paul did say, he said Hangman was very professional.
Yeah.
So all them stories you hear about him, we know about the story with him and CM Punk, and I think he grew up since that. I think he learned his lesson, to remain a professional. And Logan Paul reaching out to him showed respect, and Hangman allowing him to do it and not kicking up a bunch of dust showed professionalism. So shout out to both those dudes, man. This industry, this is what this industry is built upon. Is respect. That's it. Respect.
Yeah. And hopefully we get an AEW WWE crossover eventually. I doubt it, but maybe.
As long as Nick Khan's in there, they ain't never gonna do that shit. Nick Khan, that's the devil. That's the goddamn devil Nick Khan is, bro. I'm telling you. He's the one stirring the pot. That's him.
Hey, bro, speaking of the AEW, WWE, if we text about this, everyone you save using WWE, it guarantees you an AEW contract. We're coming to find out that ain't the case no more.
Nope.
But the case does seem that if you was in AEW, WWE gonna sign your ass. Ethan Page, Ricky Starks. We got Private Party's contract about to end.
Yeah.
Penta, Phoenix, fucking Mariah May, Blake Monroe, whatever you want to call it. It seems like AEW guarantees you a WWE contract, bro. What do you think, bro?
It seems like it, don't it? It seems like
it, bro.
NXT in a couple years ain't gonna be nothing but AEW light. That's what it's about to be, bro. NXT AEW 2.0. That's what it's gonna be, bro. I mean, shit. Why not though? I mean, that would be stupid for WWE to not capitalize on releases from AEW. They've got American TV experience. They know how to work in the ring. They bring in new, fresh eyes. They're bringing fresh perspectives to a product that is sometimes goes stale with the same old folks. So it would be stupid, bad business on WWE to not take advantage of AEW stars. And guess what? They don't even got to sign them to big contracts like there was in AEW, because they give them the least and promise them moments, and you'll be on the big stage, or you made it to the E. You know what I mean? The big time, what they call it. That's enough for some people to be like, hey, I want to be there.
Yeah. Now, do we see a Shotzi, a Cora Jade, a Dakota Kai? Do we see them ever making it to AEW? Because they've all said they wanted to go.
Yeah.
But does AEW want them? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think Tony Khan, I heard Dakota saying that she would like to be in AEW. But I think Tony Khan is looking at her like, it's too injury prone for this style of wrestling that we do over here. But I mean, maybe a Shotzi may have a shot. You know, I can see Shotzi over there. Owani asked her.
I don't think. Interview. I mean, I just don't see Cora Jade going over there. And Cora Jade said, if asked to come back to WWE, she said she would say no on Chris Van Fleet. She said she would say no, and I call lie. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. You think that would happen?
Maybe. It depends on how good she does on OnlyFans. You think she would say
no? You think she would say no? Like a Mandy Rose type?
That depends on how good she does on OnlyFans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy, though. Crazy.
I mean,
crazy, bro.
If you think about it. Damn, hold on.
What's up?
You got froze there for a second.
Oh, no, I'm good, bro.
But if you think about it, though, if she started on OnlyFans and the WWE call her back, I mean, and let's say she does great revenue from this OnlyFans, I mean, she has to stop her OnlyFans to go back to WWE.
Yeah.
And she's, on OnlyFans, the perks is that she's her own boss.
Yeah. All you got to do is post a couple pictures and make a couple million.
That's it. Make a couple make a couple million.
Yeah. But do you see Cora, because she said she wants to go to AEW. Do you see Cora Jade in AEW?
No, I don't see her.
I don't see it either, bro. I don't see AEW wanting her.
No, I don't see. I mean,
like you said, Shotzi seems like the only realistic one that would go to AEW.
Well, yeah, because she's actually still doing independents. Like, is Cora Jade even doing independent shows?
She did a couple. She's doing a couple right now under her new. Well, I forget her name. I can't remember. Something like that. Yeah. So maybe, but if WWE come calling, she'll probably say no, because that means she got to drop her OnlyFans. Yeah. So. But speaking of the AEW WWE connection, your boy Bully Ray on Busted Open said WWE is very smart to counterbook AEW shows, because if AEW has All In and there's no other WWE show, then all eyes will be on AEW. In my mind, I was like, so should WWE be worried about AEW getting all the eyes and gaining more fans? Is that why you're saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like why? Like, if I wasn't worried, like the NFL ain't counterbooking the Canadian Football League. They're not counterbooking XF. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not worried. We're not losing fans. Is Bully Ray worried that WWE might start losing fans if they don't counterbook AEW shows?
You know, the funny thing is, they're actually bringing more attention to AEW by counterbooking the shows.
I think that too, bro. I think that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why are you trying to block this show? I need to check this show out type shit.
Bro, I mean, and to everybody who's talking shit about, All In, they ain't gonna sell tickets. That motherfucker's selling.
Yeah.
They have opened up more seats. They are selling. I guarantee you by the time it'll be about 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bully Ray, I can understand his concern, just like I can understand the concern of WWE. WWE ain't stupid, bro. They know their product is flawed in a lot of areas. They know what the wrestling fan expects, but it doesn't align with the agenda of their parent company of TKO.
Yeah.
And it may not even be WWE itself, but it may just be the simple fact that TKO got their hands in the pot way more than it should. It's going to run away fans that's been a long time WWE fan. You know what I mean? So I can understand what Bully Ray is talking about. Now, is that smart business? To me, yeah, it is. It's smart to counterbook. It's smart to put your foot on their neck before they get too damn big. But I feel like it's a little bit too late for that, because AEW has been killing it 2025. If you ask me at the beginning of the year, before the new turn year of 2025 and 2024, if you say, who you think is going to have a better year next year, and you would say WWE or AEW, the way things were looking back then, I would have been like, damn, I don't really like to say it, but damn, WWE is going to have a better year. That has not been the case, bro. AEW has had the better year by far. AEW has been the best pro wrestling promotion in America since 2025, bro. And I'm not being biased. That's some real shit, bro. I have been more entertained, more locked in, more glued to AEW shows than the WWE shows. I mean, there's better wrestling. And what was the one knock they had on the AEW that had the storylines? Well, their storylines have been better too. Their storylines in AEW is more realistic and more older centric than the ones in WWE. They've been killing it. Yeah. And the WWE knows it. The WWE sees the momentum slipping away. After WrestleMania 40, the build to WrestleMania 41 was not that good. The aftermath of WrestleMania 41 was even worse.
Yeah, especially the move from New Orleans back to Vegas. That didn't sit well with WWE fans, bro. That did not sit well, bro.
That's sloppy.
They better knock 42 out the fucking park, bro.
They have to.
This better be the best WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah, they say that shit every year. This shit, they really better mean it. This shit this year.
Not the most grossing. I know it'll probably again beat all grossing records because inflation. That's what happens. You make more money. Like Titanic sold the most tickets of all time for a movie ever. But other movies since then have sold more money-wise. Right. They didn't sell as many tickets, but they made more money because tickets got more expensive.
Right.
So like that's the thing when every time they're like, this is the best money we've ever made. I was like, yeah, because everything's more expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you didn't sell more of this, more of that. You didn't sell more t-shirts. You didn't do that. You just jacked the price up of the t-shirts and made more fucking money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. So again, if you are a WWE fan and we talk about AEW and your only rebuttal to us is numbers and attendance and fucking ratings, you already lost the battle because this is not what we're talking about. We're talking
if any WWE fan hates on AEW, go to a show and it's the most fun ever, bro.
Yeah.
Like the crowd is electric the whole time. You get to yell "fuck Don Callis" at least 3 times a day. Like it is so much fun, bro. Just like it's like I said, it's like NFL and MLS. Like MLS is smaller, but you have way more fun at an MLS game because the crowd is just more electric. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and plus being to a pro football game, like there is so many TV.
There's downtimes.
Yes, there's so many TV timeout breaks within the game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and it slows the game down a lot.
Yeah,
and the same thing with WWE. There's a lot of timeouts and breaks in the WWE show. Like the whole Reno go dark and they show shit on the Titan on the LED board. AEW, bro, it's like bang 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 bang. It's not gonna stop, bro.
I'll say in Mexico with the AEW show, I generally fast forward the side by side commercial shit. But then when I got back to fucking the main show, they would show the highlights of what happened during the commercial. I was like, God damn, they showed it like 5 times that there was great shit that happened during the commercial break. I was like, I should have just watched the side by side shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, AEW is delivering on all cylinders, man. Still a WWE guy, but AEW, they're getting there, bro. They're getting there.
It's been great because again, remember I told you last week, word on the street that a couple of writers who used to write for the WWE, that's no longer with them. They're at AEW now, and that will explain the more in depth layers, storylines they've been producing a lot more lately.
Yeah,
ain't no way in the hell Tony Khan did this shit by himself, bro.
Nah. And all in is like a make or break. I feel like
it is
in Texas. It's a make or break, bro. They're either gonna knock it out the park, or I mean, man, I don't know how many matches are gonna be announced for it. I'm assuming it's gonna be a long show. I'm here for it. Let's go. And you don't have to choose, guys. Just watch both.
You can watch both.
Stay off your phone. Watch both.
You can watch fucking
Don't
both,
get the
bro.
spoilers.
I don't even think that this year. I think they might calm down as having so many matches. I think they might just give the matches they have on the show a little bit more time.
Yeah.
You know
Hopefully.
what I'm saying?
How many matches do you think will be at All In?
8.
8?
8.
Yeah. That seems about right for
8 with 2 being on the 0 hour show pre-show.
Yeah.
So it'd be a
So
total
10
of 10.
total.
10
10
total.
total. 10
But 8
total.
makes the actual show.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So, hey. Now, let me say my word on the street. Pick it back off what we just talking about. JD from NY. Yeah, I'm gonna get him, bro.
He was crying in France. That's what I heard.
Yeah. So he basically was trashing, and help me out here. He wrote a tweet trashing the summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
It was just the whole whatever he said, he didn't like it, and
it could have been anything because all he does is trash AEW, and now
Right.
all he does is trash WWE. That's all
his
he
gimmick.
does is trash both companies, bro.
That's his gimmick now. That's his gimmick. He just want to trash everything. You know what I'm saying? And he act like he's the smartest guy in the room, but he's fucking not. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Dax Hardwood wrote. I mean, he put his ass on blast.
Shit was hilarious, bro.
He said, and I'm summing it up. Basically, JDNY was outside of, and what it was in London
or France or something. I think it was France.
It was in London for All In.
Was it London? London. Okay.
And he was begging and crying to get into the hotel where the rest was at, and nobody.
Yeah.
And then he said, and all of a sudden, magically, he started shitting on AEW.
Yeah.
And he was like, I wonder if that has something to do with it. I could tell you, it had everything to do with it.
His little soul was hurt. His little soul was
crying.
hurt.
Mama crying. Everybody dying. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with this man's problem, bro. If you love pro wrestling, I've never heard him say anything positive about pro wrestling in the last year and a half.
Bro, I haven't heard him say anything positive ever. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
Ever.
Well, apparently people are telling us every time we talk about this fool, they saying that he was a very big AEW fan and he would praise them all the time, but he would shit on the WWE product.
Yeah.
Then that shit flipped. And now he's shitting on both products.
Yeah.
It seems like this dude's gimmick is he just don't know how to he has to shit on shit. You know what I mean?
He sounds like a politician, bro. Whatever the people want, I'm gonna give you that, man. People are hating on this, I'm gonna hate on it. People loving this, I'm gonna love this.
This dude has become a shock jock.
Yeah.
For pro wrestling. That's pretty much what he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A shock jock.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. 404 Heelz. If we don't like something personally, we say we don't like it.
Yeah.
If we like something and people hate it, we don't give a fuck. We still gonna like it.
We don't give 2 fucks at all, bro. We rock what we rock with. We like what we like. We don't like what we don't like, and that's just what it is. Because we keep it a buck on this show, bro. We ain't here to try to. We ain't got no.
We ain't gonna placate to people being like, "I really love this." Yeah, well, we don't sometimes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I understand. So, yeah, I found it to be very funny that Dax Hardwood put his ass on blast, bro.
Bro, torched him, bro. Torched him.
And I don't think JD had any kind of response to that shit.
I didn't see none. Maybe he did on a show, but I ain't watching this show, so, you know.
Yeah, we don't watch this show, bro.
Yeah.
First of all, his show was fucking boring. Fuck, bro. You know what I mean? And it's just bashing. It don't even offer any kind of solution to anything. And every time he has any kind of booking idea, the shit sounds like garbage, bro. I was like, shit, the shit you just came up with sounds worse than the shit I just saw. And you think you know better? Nah.
Yeah, shit's crazy. He's trash, bro.
Straight trash.
We get our boy, Corey Graves back on Monday Night Raw. And goddamn, was it amazing, bro.
A breath of fresh air.
Bro,
a breath of fresh air, bro.
That shit was so good. But when he was commentating on Raw, bro, this motherfucker made a comment about JD McDonough. And said he looked like he got a head from Minecraft. JD McDonough comments back saying something like, "Yeah, you only have a job when Pat McAfee's off, bro." Shots fired, bro.
Shit. Hey, you know what? And JD McDonough got him back good, bro. He got him.
Yeah.
I get a win to JD McDonough.
He cooked him, bro. He cooked him.
JD McDonough was like, "Oh, wait, you gonna make fun of my head size? Tell me something I don't know."
Yeah.
But more, he said, "You only have a job when Pat McAfee." Oh shit!
But wasn't it so good to have Corey Graves back?
It was, bro. It's a breath of fresh air. Yeah. One of the only true heel commentators in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Wade's kind of leaning that way. Wade Barrett's kind of leaning that way. He likes to get on the heel side, the dirty Dom side. You know, he likes to do that. But Corey Graves is just, they said all the shit in the past is kind of gone. All the shit he said and blah, blah, blah. And then he had to like carry Conan through Worlds Collide because Conan was fucking terrible on commentary board.
Oh, man.
He was terrible, bro. So listen. Corey had to carry that whole thing. So hopefully he gets his way back up to Raw. Obviously, we know Pat McAfee's going to be gone once college football starts again because he is. So hopefully we get Corey Graves back in that spot.
I want Corey Graves to permanently be in that spot.
Me too, bro. Me too.
I got nothing against Pat. Man, I think he's a swell guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything personal against him. It's just that his commentating ain't the best, bro.
If you want to throw him in a 3-man booth, I'm cool with that. Corey, Pat, and then my boy Michael Cole. If you want to do that, I'm okay with that. But Corey Graves needs to be on Raw. Yes. That's it.
He definitely do. Pat McAfee is a great sound clip guy. That's all he do is commentating consists of great sound clips. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But just storytelling the match, paying attention to detail, actually knowing what's going on in the match as far as the transitions and shit, he ain't it, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't it. And plus, I honestly feel like Cole and Corey Graves make a better commentating team than Pat and Corey, and then Pat and fucking Michael Cole.
I always say Corey Graves and Michael Cole are my favorite. Bar none. They're top for me. That's it. That's peak as it ever gets. It's not, man, JR and King Lauer, that, bro. Jerry the King and JR, that's goated. That's goated, bro. Puppies, you know?
JR, and King, because JR was a great babyface commentator. And King was a great heel. Like, he'll make excuses for any type of heel, any kind of way. You know, like, he slipped. No, he did not slip. He hit it on purpose. He slipped. He did slip. Yeah. It was shit like that that's made it great. So, let me see here. Yeah, I will put Jerry Lawler, the King, and JR, the best.
Number one.
Commentating team of all time.
Yeah.
Behind that, I would have to go with my WCW guys. Got to go with Bobby the Brain Heenan, Tony Schiavone, and Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes.
Those three was a fucking. Dusty Rhodes had me and my pops laughing our asses off some of the stuff.
Yeah,
they amongst us. Fucking Dusty Rhodes was great on commentary, and a lot of people don't even know that Dusty Rhodes was actually in the NWO at one point in time. So shout out to Dusty Rhodes. He was a part of the Outsiders, you know what I'm saying? It was their manager. So shout out to Dusty Rhodes on that. But I
like Jesse Ventura, but I don't need him all the time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand.
Like if I got him every week, I would start to get annoyed by him.
Yeah.
But every Saturday night main event, I'm cool with that.
He has a great voice for commentating. You know what I mean? He's got that raspy, that voice. So yeah. But those are my two favorite.
Underrated commentator. He started out as a commentator on TV, Vince McMahon. And let's get into a little Vinnie Mac.
Let's get into it.
So everyone, the word on the street as of this morning, bro, is he is going to get back into wrestling eventually. And he has a lot of support from other wrestlers, bro. We just don't know what it means, bro. What did he buy? He bought bare knuckle boxing or some shit like that, bro.
Well, he wanted to buy it, but I don't know if they sold it to him yet.
We don't know what's going on, but there seems to be a lot of support for Vince McMahon, which makes no sense because anyone that really speaks about Vince McMahon, even Carlito, talks about backstage with Vince McMahon, and he's like, it was walking on eggshells. It was this. I wasn't happy coming to work every day. But then when we hear Vince McMahon is getting back into wrestling, there's so much wrestling support. I'm like, what is it, bro? What is it? This Vince McMahon shit is so confusing, bro.
It's not confusing. It's exactly what I think it is. People walking on eggshells, people not happy to come to work. Guess what? That means a motherfucker's in there who has control.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If you're too happy to come to work, that means ain't no motherfucking control going on.
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon, you know what? And more than anything, these people, the wrestlers, are missing Vince's direction. Vince had a direction for you, all lined up, all planned out. I honestly feel like Paul Levesque, he flip flops. He will start one way. The simple fact that you always say he knows the destination, but you don't know how to get there. I think that's fucking pissing people off. Vince McMahon knew the destination, and he knew exactly how you gonna get to that motherfucker.
But I also think Vince was, let's just say, he was the dictator. Like, no one had say over him. Triple H has bosses. He like, Vince was in charge of creative. Triple H is in charge of creative. There was no one over Vince.
Right.
There's a bunch of people over Triple H.
Right.
So no matter what Triple H really says, there are people who can veto what he says.
Right.
No one could veto Vince McMahon. You know what I'm saying?
No. Triple H have people he has to answer to.
Yeah.
So Vince McMahon, he was himself. Unless he was, only person he had to speak to and talk to above him was the motherfucker in the mirror. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he was the WWE. That was his baby. And it showed. So, yeah, it's night and day. Triple H do have to answer to somebody, and he has a lot more hands in the pot than Vince McMahon did.
Yeah.
So it's really, we're not going to sit and really blame everything wrong with the WWE right now on Triple H, because it's a lot of hands in the pot.
Yeah.
Maybe his hands are tied. You know, and a lot
Could
of
be,
things that he wants
sure.
to do, he can't, because TKO is like, well, we want to see this.
Yeah. And TKO and the head of the board, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, him and Triple H have never really gotten along ever in their careers. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing to overcome, if you will.
We said it a long time ago. You broke through on Word of the Street months ago about Triple H days being numbered.
Mm-hmm.
Now here we are in 2025 in June, and I'm seeing more and more that The Rock want Brian Gorwitz to be the head of creative, the head writer. So, do I think that's true? Man, look, I learned there's a lot of things in life that I know. But one thing I do know is if you see the same thing pop up more than once, continuously, it might get some truth to it, bro.
And you know what's crazy too is when they switch paths between Rock and Roman at WrestleMania 40, which I do wish we would have saw.
Yeah.
But once that didn't happen, The Rock's like, oh, yo, ain't going to give me that belt? I'm the people's champion. Give me the fucking belt from Muhammad Ali's family. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, damn, bro. Yeah. Like that's like Triple H getting his way, but Rock still, like, Triple H got his way. It was like a big brother birthday, but the little brother still got some cake. For,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Little brother still got presents on Big Brother's birthday.
Little brother still got presents for the big brother's birthday. So it was like, oh, you gonna give the belt to Cody? Well, I'm gonna get my own belt then, the people's champion. Like, it's petty shit that we don't need. But speaking of the Vince and Triple H thing, I wanted to ask you this, bro. Would the heel turn of John Cena been better if Vince McMahon was booking it? Because there's been a lot of hate.
I can do you one better. It wouldn't even happen if Vince McMahon was the booker.
You think it would just be a celebrity goodbye tour? That's what it would have been.
The ultimate Superman, Super Cena that we've ever seen in our life. Because Vince McMahon had a strong belief that
never go heel.
Shouldn't go heel.
Yeah.
And he believed that John Cena shouldn't have went heel. And I guarantee you right now, the word on the street is, well, Vince McMahon being disgruntled and he not liking the WWE product, I guarantee has a lot to do with John Cena being heel.
Oh, yeah. He's like, that's your cash cow, bro. You don't ruin that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I believe it. And now let's just play fantasy. Now, if Vince McMahon was in power and he did turn John Cena heel, he would have done it so much better. I already know he would have booked him a lot better than what he's being booked now.
because The Rock wouldn't have been involved at all.
Exactly.
Travis Scott, probably not involved.
Exactly.
Which those two people who were so pivotal in John Cena turning heel and winning the belt at Mania, we haven't heard shit from them since then, bro. That's what I think that's what annoys fans of WWE right now, is that The Rock sold his soul. He sold his soul. And it's just been none of that since then.
Yeah.
Can they bring that back before the year ends? And John's like, do we get The Rock inserted into this story at all coming up in the last 16 fucking dates John Cena has left? Do we get The Rock back at all?
It's too late. It's too late for that right now.
Yeah.
If that was the case, that should have happened at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But it didn't. So now you mean to tell me The Rock?
We still got SummerSlam though. SummerSlam, the WrestleMania of the summer, baby.
No, I'm telling you this because what would his purpose be now? After John Cena has done what he's done.
But
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After what John Cena has done what he's done and what he said. Remember last week on SmackDown how he said, I set all this up. I'm 10 steps ahead of everybody. I used The Rock. I know Cody was going to have his attention on The Rock. And, bro, come on. I don't care what John Cena say. They're trying to fluff it up to make it look like everything was supposed to plan out. Bro, it was not supposed to go that way. The Rock was supposed to show up at WrestleMania. He was supposed to intervene in some kind of way and help John Cena win the title. That would have helped the storyline progress down the line. But now you're going to bring The Rock back to do what?
Yeah. Okay. I think the only reason you bring back The Rock is for John Cena to go babyface. Because what if John Cena has all this regret and then fucking AA's The Rock in the middle of the ring? Because I'm like, people are like, should Cena go babyface again? Should he? I'm like, there's no way he can go babyface again unless he fucks up The Rock. That's my only thing. That's it. Yeah. That's all I can think of. That can make me believable.
Exactly. That's the only way I can see the saving grace for The Rock to be in the John Cena storyline is if John Cena turns on The Rock. Yeah. Comes to his senses.
Yeah.
And he's like, he gets back to that hustle, loyalty, respect, that Super Cena. That I feel like at this point, people would rather see that than the heel Cena. Let him go out on a high note. Let him go out on what we remember him by. And that's John Cena beating everybody in mama, cutting great promos, and just doing John Cena. Like this heel Cena, bro, it's not hitting for me.
Now, if he stays heel this whole time, does he take the belt home with him, bro? Is that a possibility? Do you think
that is a possibility? Yeah.
How much % chance do you give that
I give like an 80% possibility because I think they're gonna let him take that title home because I think they got another title
just to sell more belts in the merchandise. Bro, I didn't even think about it from the TKO spectrum. Yeah. Oh, bro. Yeah. Oh no.
They got another title, a new design already. A new design,
bro. I didn't even think about it from TKO's perspective, bro, until you just said that.
Yeah, that's what it is. So John Cena
makes me sad.
He's going to take that belt home and retire that belt design.
Yeah.
As a new belt's going to come about.
And it won't be called the Universal Champ. It'll be called...
It would be called the WWE Championship, right?
Yeah.
And then I've heard, word on the street, is that there will be a WWE symbol in the middle of the belt.
With TKO... No, don't say it.
Right underneath. It's going to be TKO.
I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it.
TKO. It's going to be on the belt.
Brought to you by Slim Jim. Brought to you by fucking Slim Jim, bro.
Well, see, that's another thing. Word on the street is Slim Jim's going to be on the belt, on the side, one of the plates. Slim Jim, Boost Mobile's going to be on the other side. Okay?
I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it, bro. We got the Prime Championship coming up. The US title brought to you by Prime, bro.
Bro, listen.
Motherfucker.
They said the strap for the belt is going to be Snickers Brown.
Bro, I'm sick of it. Bro. God damn it. All right, bro.
All right, let me ask you this, because I know we talked about this when it first started. I was like, what the fuck are they doing with all these damn advertising in the ring? He was like, bro, I watch UFC. I'm used to it, so it's not.
Yeah,
like,
and boxing.
Right,
it's
boxing,
everywhere.
Right?
Yeah.
And I understand that. Now that we're here, do you still feel the same way about this advertisement as you did before? Slim Jim. My lady saw that shit. She said, damn, they're putting logos on the tables. I said, baby, you have no idea what they about to do next.
I think when they lost me was the fucking fireball ladder, bro. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, guys, and the fact that they had to have a backstage promo with American Made to then set up the fireball that's what really made me like. You had a backstage segment that you could have used to make a storyline better,
Right.
but you just used it for an ad for a backstage segment. That's what I was kind of mad about, bro. You're getting rid of my backstage segments for an ad, and that kind of makes me mad.
Yeah, that. See, what hurts me the most about this whole advertising thing about what WWE is, it makes TKO is making WWE look desperate for fucking money.
Yeah, and they're not.
They're
not.
But they're, again, TKO's in debt.
They trying to tell, like, after you squeeze an orange, they're trying to pick up the scraps and then squeeze more out of that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can zest these fucking edges and make some orange zest. You know, that's what, like, I'm like, guys, stop, bro, just stop.
They're gonna use no parts of the orange wasted.
Yeah.
Everything is gonna be utilized. So yeah, it's what you say, a money grab. It's a money grab, but it takes a lot away from the wrestling. I swear to God.
Yeah.
And that's why now sometimes, before, I will only watch Raw on my DVR because I couldn't watch it live. Now I prefer not to watch it live because it cuts all the commercials out from the Netflix replay. I prefer to watch it like that.
Yep. Me too, bro. Me too. Hell yeah. All right, bro. So Night of Champions, word on the street. Roman Reigns returns to stop Seth Rollins' cash-in with 2 people from Seth Rollins' past. I have no idea who this could be. No idea, bro. This could be the biggest bullshit word on the street I've ever heard, but I would love for Roman to return. Him costing Seth Rollins the cash-in makes so much sense. But I don't know who the 2 people with Roman Reigns could be. You know what I mean? I can't even think of nothing.
So wait a minute. So let's unpack this for a little bit. So they're saying that Rollins is going to not cash in on Goldberg, supposedly, like our theory is. Yeah. Wait to Clash of the Champions, who at that time maybe
Night of Champions would be before Saturday Night.
Oh, Night of Champions before. Okay, heard. Okay. Yeah. Whew. So that's talking
Gunther. Cena.
Is that Gunther?
No, I mean, because right now the only Night of Championship matches we have announced are AJ Styles versus Dirty Dom and John Cena versus CM Punk. And CM Punk was in the triple threat at Mania with Roman and Seth. So it makes sense, I guess, now that Seth wants to cash in on that. But yeah, it's making no sense, bro. I don't even think Gunther's going to be at Night of the Champions, bro, if he's wrestling Goldberg for the championship. Which also makes no sense.
I honestly feel like that has to be the far stretch word on the street that we've ever seen. Like, because I don't see Roman popping up at Night of Champions. I see him,
especially with 2 other people.
No,
I don't see him showing up. Roman's a solo guy now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think that's the way. That's why they were saying
he's a chief without a tribe.
That shit, he ain't gonna be the OTC no more. Yeah. They said they're gonna bring back the big dog. He's coming back with the tactical vest.
The lone dog.
The lone dog with the tactical vest. They're gonna put the blue contacts back in his eyes.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, he bring back the old music.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be. The crowd would pop if they heard that music, though.
Yeah,
they would pop.
Only because they thought Moxley was gonna come out.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason. But shit, I don't know, bro. I just don't see Roman Reigns at Night of Champions. If he does, it'll be surprising to me. I'll welcome it, but I see him SummerSlam. That's where I say
SummerSlam again.
I'm sticking to SummerSlam.
Yeah, 2 years in a row is big returns at SummerSlam.
These 2 people from Seth Rollins' past, who could it be? It can't be Moxley.
No.
Maybe it can't be Aleister Black. Who?
I don't even know, bro. But I don't even know. Couldn't even tell you. Couldn't even tell you, bro. Couldn't even tell you. But speaking of Seth Rollins, this is my last word on the street. They're talking about adding a 4th member to the Vision. Seth Rollins' crew. I'm just calling it division. I really don't know what they're calling this crew. And the two names floating around backstage, Ethan Page or Ricky Saints. How you feeling?
Well, I saw another on the street that said that they will suggest two people to join up with his faction.
Those two? Maybe both of them?
Two. Maybe it's both of them.
I like Ethan Page. I don't like Ricky Saints.
Ethan Page, definitely. Ricky Saints, bro. Let me look. See, this is funny. This is hilarious to me. Let me tell you something about that. Let's get into this for a little bit. It's funny how he left AEW to only be right back in the same position that he was at in AEW in NXT.
Yeah. Irrelevant? Is that what you mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. He had
we don't watch NXT. We don't watch NXT,
no.
But I haven't really seen Ricky Saints highlights ever online at all.
That's how you know. I see Jada Parker highlights all the time.
Yeah.
I see Lola Vice highlights all the time. I see SoCal all the time.
Roca.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roca all the time. Obafemi.
Yep.
I even see some Tony D'Angelo, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ethan Page. I see a lot of Ethan Page. Yeah. Ricky Saints is Ricky irrelevant now. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he wanted. He wanted to get out. He got out. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, maybe a lot of these things is doing AEW a huge favor. So I don't know, man. This is a weird time. I swear to you, man. If we would have talked about this about a year and a half ago, and I would have never seen this coming, because the way the build up to WrestleMania 40, dare I say, WrestleMania 40 build was the greatest build to any WrestleMania of all time.
Hands down. It was the longest storyline leading up to a Mania ever. And I remember us having conversations like that. People were like they usually, like back in the day, bro, the build up to Mania was 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't big. It wasn't a lot of this was since Royal Rumble they started building that story. You know what I'm saying? And that really doesn't happen too often. Usually it's like, he wins the match, he gets the match, that's it. But this was fucking 3-4 months of a build. That usually doesn't happen for a Mania.
And that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Is they exceeded everybody's expectations so far that now anything less than that, doo-doo.
Yep. It's like you built the best story ever with the final boss and everything. So if nothing can compare to that, we're going to talk mad shit about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we just, we got that golden spoon. We don't want to go to that silver spoon. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect analogy. Nobody wants that silver. Nobody wants the silver spoon. We got the golden one, iced out. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just feel like, but I do know one thing. I've seen a lot of WrestleManias. This past year's build was horrible. I wasn't excited for this WrestleMania at all, bro. I was more excited because it was WrestleMania weekend than being excited for the actual show. If that makes any sense. Yeah.
Do we get Rock Roman at 42?
At this point, I don't even know. I don't even think Rock
Do we ever get Rock versus Roman?
Do we ever get Rock? Do we ever get another Rock?
Maybe not.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only reason why I don't know if we're going to get a Rock and Roman, because do we ever get another Rock match at all?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about his last match. He was with a tag team. Do we get a one-on-one solo? Can Rock even go? Can he still go? Can he still carry? I don't know, bro.
A 20-minute match. Can he do it?
I don't know.
But we should have got it at WrestleMania 40, man. We should have.
Yes.
Because then Cody versus Roman at 41 in Vegas, with Cody actually winning, would have been great. It would have been amazing. It would have made that WrestleMania better. He finished the story. You know what I'm saying? But the WWE crowd had to cry. We want Cody. We want Cody. Cody crybabies, if you will. All right, bro. What you got? You got anything else?
I got one more thing. We're on the street. Bro. Fresh off the presses. Fresh off the motherfucking presses. My man Goldberg just responded back to Bully Ray. He said Bully Ray's criticism and Dave LaGreca's criticism. He said, I was 176-0. I don't need to stand in no goddamn line. Get him, Goldberg. You already know what's up, bro. Goldberg told him, bro, I don't need to stand on the line. And that's what. And he goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Legends don't have to stand in the line. If the Undertaker came out tomorrow and said, I want to challenge John Cena for the world title, who the fuck is going to dispute that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, bro. That's true.
Same thing with Goldberg. He's a legend. They get the special treatment. Look what happened to John Cena. John Cena pulled his fucking card. Bro, I'm put myself in the elimination chamber. I ain't got to qualify. I'm put myself in the elimination chamber. Ain't nobody
That's true. Yeah.
But y'all want to bitch and moan and complain because Goldberg is fighting Gunther for his last match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Goldberg is very synonymous with the World Heavyweight Championship. You know? And you want to bitch and complain about that? No. Bro, Goldberg
and the fact it's Atlanta, Georgia, where he won his first belt in the Georgia Dome, R.I.P. Georgia Dome. Then like they had their shit at Bad Blood in Atlanta. Like Atlanta is the storyline. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it is the storyline because, like Goldberg said, you started some shit with my family in Atlanta.
Yeah,
we're gonna finish it in Atlanta.
Goldberg's last ride, baby.
And let me say this, to be honest with you. When he's gone, and it's his final nail in the coffin, I'm going to be, at least I can be, I could say, I seen Goldberg at the Georgia Dome. If everything goes right, I would try to go to the Saturday Night Main Event to see his last match in Atlanta. But I promise you this, we ain't going to never see another Goldberg in the industry ever again. This is why he is who he is. This is why he is one of the all-time greats. Now, when I mean all-time greats, I'm not talking about just in-ring. I ain't talking about mic skills. I'm just talking about just the whole thing, what he brought to the impact to the business alone, bro. Like, I can't think of too many wrestlers that had the impact in the business besides Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the NWO.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like,
this man was super popular without ever talking on the mic for the longest time, bro. Never spoke a fucking word, bro.
Nah.
He just came out and fucking speared, jackhammered. Done, son.
And they set it up in WCW so beautifully because Mean Gene at the time would always try to get an interview with this guy, and he would just stand there and look at him and walk away. And it built up more anticipation for him to want to hear how he speaks, to hear his intensity. Yeah. Bro, they caught lightning in the bottle. So you got to put some respect on Goldberg's name. You have to. You can't just sit here and knock Goldberg and say he wasn't a draw. Goldberg was a big draw.
Hopefully he gets that entrance from the locker room with his name on the door. That's what I hope he gets at Saturday Night Main Event, bro. He gets escorted out by security.
Let me tell you something about Goldberg. That music right there, crazy.
Yeah.
I was trying to depict, should I go to Evolution or NXT or Saturday Night Main Event? Now ain't no question. That's the show I want to go to. It's Saturday Night Main Event simply because Goldberg is going to be wrestling, bro.
Yep. The farewell.
It changed my whole perspective.
Yeah.
One guy, not Gunther, not Jay, not nobody else. And the only way I would have wanted to go to see Main Event really bad is if one person was going to be on the card wrestling. That's Karrion Kross. Nobody else on that card made me want to be like, I want to go see this shit. Like, really, I really want to go see Main Event. If I can only pick one out of the weekend, it's going to be Main Event, bro. Because I got to see Goldberg's last match, bro. That was my dude. You got to understand, living in Atlanta and him coming up through Atlanta when he's a Bulldog, Falcon, two of my favorite teams, and to see him did what he did in WCW, Atlanta-based wrestling promotion. And here it is, 2025. In a day and age when everybody and their mama knew that Goldberg was coming out, because we said it on Word on the Street last week for Monday, that he was going to be on Monday, and he was
coming out.
And he still came out to the craziest pop. Crowd still chanting Goldberg.
They were chanting that before his music hit, bro. They were like, Goldberg, because they knew. They knew.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So how can you knock a motherfucker who still garners that much attention?
Yeah. We'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what happens.
They hating, bro. They hating, bro.
The hate is real, as they say.
Too damn real. Yeah. But Goldberg snapped back on David LaGreca and fucking Bully Ray. Got him, boy. Got him.
All right, bro. You got anything left?
Man, that's it, man. That's it, y'all.
Like, comment, subscribe. Weekly episodes, Spotify, YouTube for the full episode, clips, Instagram. TikTok. We just got 90 more days on TikTok. They extended it again. Let's go, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Deuces.